And hello, Rambler Nation, and welcome back to another basketball. Tonight we have the JV boys and the varsity boys. We will be starting off with the JV boys with the starting lineup. We have number 42, Kaysen Pollington, number 34, Rodenbaugh, number 5, Trenton Brunick, and number 4, Ealing.
44.
Yeah,
Ealing.
doing great there. And with that, it's going to be a great matchup here tonight between the Lake City Trojans and the McBain Ramblers. So far this season, the McBain JV has been a pretty good team all around, working together very hard with their coach, Aaron Cucci. And with the season, Aaron Cucci has just truly instilled in these boys how to really work and how to come together as a team and make sure to play very well. And it's been shown throughout their scores.
Definitely. Looks like Erin changed up her starting lineup just a little bit this afternoon, evening, whatever. You got Haverkamp and Brunick both on the bench to start, and it looks like Ealing and Skierbeck are out there in their places. Just switching something up, maybe trying something new.
And we might see how it'll work out. I mean, when you got McBain, you think of tall farm boys. That's pretty much what you get, even on the football team. And it's just been proven here on the court in basketball, too. I mean, for the varsity, we have Evan Heverkamp, we have Brett Bentham, and we also have Benjamin Rodenbaugh, some of the couple guys that are very tall. And here we got some younger siblings and yet some other tall guys. And in this sport especially, tallness does get the advantage. And for the jump ball, we will have Drew and number 32 for Lake City.
Lake City wins the, oh, never mind, it's stolen by Skierbeck. Skierbeck goes up for the layup, and it's good. Number 5, Housel takes it up for the Trojans. Housel passes over to 20, or 25. Ealing with the attempted steal, gets beat. Pass over to Housel in the corner. Housel for 3. 3 attempt is no good. Rebounded by Ealing. Passes off to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh passes off to Ealing. Ealing looks around, passes to Skierbeck. Skierbeck passes it around to Pollington. Back to Hamilton. Hamilton drives. Loses the ball. It's stolen by 21. King, who gives it to Housel. Housel over to 20, Root. Root drives, gives it to 25 in the corner. 25 passes to Housel up top. Housel fakes the 3, goes up for a layup. Layup attempt is no good. Rebounded by Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh over to Hamilton. Kicks it over to Skierbeck. Skierbeck over to Pollington. Back up to Ealing. To Hamilton. Pollington. Pollington for 3. His 3 is no good. Rebounded by King. King takes it up for Lake City. Passes over to Housel. Housel kicks it back out to 25. 25 shoots the 3. His 3 is good. 3 points for Fox. Rodenbaugh kicks it way long down to Pollington. Pollington over to Hamilton, slips out of his hands and goes out of bounds. Trojan ball.
Unfortunately, right there, when you get a firm press like that, you want to get the ball right up the court, and that's exactly what Rodenbaugh was trying to do. But unfortunately, with the ball slipping right between Hamilton's hands, it's really when you get to sigh in those moments.
Housel drives, goes up for 2, and his 2 is good. Makes the score Trojans 5, Ramblers 2. Rodenbaugh inbounds to Pollington, back to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh's just going to take it up the side. Rodenbaugh stops, calls out a play. Passes over to Pollington. Pollington over to Skierbeck. Skierbeck down low to Hamilton. Hamilton's going to work the post, passes over to Ealing. Ealing works the post now. Passes out to Hamilton for the 3. 3 is no good. Rebounded by Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh goes up for 2. His 2 is no good. Gets his own rebound, goes up and gets fouled. He will go to the line for 2.
Great effort there by Rodenball, just grabbing that rebound, putting it right back up there, and again as well. When you got a tall guy down there in your post position, that's exactly what you want him to do. You want to get those rebounds, and that's exactly what he did.
Absolutely. Working the, rebounds is a big factor in basketball. Offensive rebounds are something that can really help move your offense along, getting those putback points.
It can.
He makes his second free throw. Hustle's going to take it up for the Trojans. Hustle over to King. King's going to drive, goes up for two. His two is blocked. It's going to go out of bounds on a Rambler. Nope, on the Trojan. Excuse me. Oh, on a Rambler. Okay. It's passed into King. King doesn't have the layup. Kicks it out to 25, who gives it to Helsel. Back to Fox. Fox is going to drive the lane, goes up for two. His two is no good. Rebounded by Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh gets a screen from Hamilton. Kicks it over to Hamilton. Hamilton up at the three, gives it back to Rodenbaugh. Looking to reset a little bit on the offense. Gives it to Skierbeck. Over to Hamilton. Hamilton's going to drive. Goes up for two. His two is no good. Rebounded by Ealing. Ealing gets the rebound, and it's good.
Going right back to offensive rebounds. And with the putback, it ties the game right up 5-5.
Helsel now with the ball passes over to Root. Root gives it back to Helsel. Helsel's just looking at the court, seeing what his options are. Skierbeck with a tip. Oh, that leaves him wide open for a drive. King, or the three, no good. Rebounded by Skierbeck. Skierbeck gives it to Pollington. Pollington calls out the play, gives it over to Ealing. Ealing swings it over to Skierbeck. Over to Hamilton. Up top with Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh fakes the drive, gives it over to Pollington. Pollington dribbles, passes down low to Ealing. Ealing up for two, no good, but he gets fouled. He will go to the line.
Well, it would have been a great assist there by Pollington, watching out for his post player. That's when you really got the trust between post and point guard sometimes, especially when you have a strong post like, you, for example, Isabel down there with varsity girls. You are a very trustworthy post. I mean, strong and athletic, and making sure to put those points right back up there. That's exactly what Max tried to do there.
Yes. His first free throw attempt is good.
That's really what ultimately wins ball games, is said by once the great Bruce Copeman, is free throws. They do make a difference, and once you can make them, the points will add up very quickly.
Absolutely. Second free throw attempt is no good. It's rebounded by Root, given over to, that was Fox with the rebound. Gave it to Helsel. Back to Fox. Down low to Root. Kicks it over to Helsel. Helsel trying to work Skierbeck. Skierbeck's giving him no space. Pass goes long. It was an attempted pass to Fox, it looks like. A little miscommunication, and it went out of bounds. Rodenbaugh working the point for the Ramblers, gives it over to Pollington. Kicks it over to Hamilton. To Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh's going to shoot the three. His three is no good. Knocked out of bounds by a Rambler. It will be Trojan ball. Helsel once again takes the ball up for the Trojans. Passes over to Fox. Fox to Root. Root over to Swanson. To Fox in the corner. Fox kicks it over to 34. Goes up, no good. Rebounded by Hamilton. Pollington and Skierbeck tried to both get it. Tipped it over to Hamilton. Rodenbaugh with the ball now. Passes to Ealing. Ealing's going to drive, goes up for two, and it's good. Backdoor cuts like that, just making an offense when really everybody else is covered, is another really good thing to do.
That is especially one of the things that these boys possess here on JV. We've seen their skills on this level, and it's crazy. I mean, once these guys get up to varsity, it'll be very pleasing games to watch.
They're going to get Swanson with a travel down below. Good defense by Pollington, making it so that way he couldn't turn fully and had to stumble a little bit.
Pointing out Pollington there, number 42. Lately, you've watched him throughout this year. He's been a great defensive player for the McBain Ramblers. I mean, with stolen balls and making sure that they get travels called just like that. He just puts a stop right to them.
Skierback with the ball. Passes over to Hamilton. Hamilton down low to Pollington. Pollington fakes the 2, gets his own rebound, goes up again. No foul, but it will be out on a Trojan. Stay in the Ramblers' possession. Subs for the Trojans, number 31, Spears for Helsel. Running ball inbounds to Hamilton. Hamilton up for a wide open 2. Ramblers really pulling away. Spears will take it up for the Trojans. Passes over to Root, over to Swanson. Swanson drives the lane, goes up for 2. His 2 is no good. Rebounded by Pollington. Pollington's going to slow it down just a little bit. Passes over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh to Skierback. Skierback over to Ealing. Ealing passes over to Hamilton. Hamilton's going to drive. Kicks it out to Pollington. Pollington wide open for the 3. His 3 is no good. Rebounded by Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh takes it back out. Over to Skierback. 35 seconds on the clock. Down low to Hamilton. Hamilton works the post. Goes up for 2. His 2 is no good. Rebounded by Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh works it. Goes up for 2. His 2 is also no good. Rebounded by Ealing. Ealing trying to grab a hold of the ball. Jump ball forced by number 34, Rude, from Lake City. It'll be Trojan ball. Spears passes over to Rude. Rude's gonna drive. Gets fouled on the way up. Foul is called on. Foul was called on. Who was the foul called on?
I don't know. There's 3 guys right there. I mean, we had Rodenbaugh in there. We also had Ealing in there, and Drew was right on the outside. So
according to the board, it says Ealing.
Ealing,
Yep. His first.
Yeah, just from up here, and that's why the refs are down there for sure. I mean, you just seen 2 hands. It was Ealing and Rodenbaugh.
Rodenbaugh with the rebound. 5 seconds left. Kicks it over to Pollington. Pollington shoots the 3. His 3 is good. Leaving the score at your Ramblers 12 and Lake City Trojans 5.
That's a good way to close out a quarter, I'd say, with the ending 3 right there by Pollington.
Absolutely.
Now, in the first part of this first quarter, I mean, it was like back and forth a little bit. We ended up getting tied at 5-5, but the Ramblers managed to pull right away from that score. I mean, that's exactly what we've been doing most of the season on all sides, varsity and JV. Them Ramblers just know how to pull away. I mean, from these JV coaches, Cucci and O'Malley, when you raise those players up from that young of a level to just learn how to pull away from ties and big leads, that's exactly what you want.
How to stay mentally in the game at that point.
Exactly.
Because that's exactly what it is. When you're down, like, people tend to get down mentally, and it's really hard to come back from that. I see they added Pollington's other point. They only added 2 to the scoreboard, and I was wondering if you only made it 2.
And starting off the second quarter, Isabel, what do you think is going to be happening so far?
Well, it looks like they changed some lineup for the Ramblers, so I'm looking to see about the same. Lots of aggressive offense and really in-your-face defense as well from the Ramblers. And, yeah. Haverkamp now with the ball. Passes over to Brunick. Brunick over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh shoots the 3. His 3 attempt is no good. He gets his own rebound. Passes long to Haverkamp. Haverkamp's going to shoot the 3. His 3 is no good. Rebounded by Hamilton. Hamilton passes back out to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh drives the lane, goes up for 2, and it's good. like I said, really just making an offense. There really was no play happening there, just passing around and driving.
That's exactly what you love to see from teams. I mean, not all the time do you need to play. You can just shoot around a little bit. You like to see that
Improvise.
wiggle room. Yep.
King with the ball. King passes to Spears. Spears to Swanson. Swanson's going to drive. Blocked by either Brunick or Hamilton. They were both there. Brunick drives, gives it over to Maloney. Maloney to Hamilton. Hamilton over to Haverkamp. Haverkamp does not use his screen, gives it over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh is just going to shoot the three, and it's good. Coaches often say give them space so that way they can't drive, but it like don't
want to give them too
close out
much.
to
Yeah,
if
just
they
a little
shoot.
bit. Otherwise, it's just waving the green flag. Hey, look, shoot a three. Here you go.
Yeah. Pass down to Fox. Fox goes up for two, and it's good. Assist for King. Haverkamp passes to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh gives it to Brunick. Brunick shoots the three. His three is no good. Rebounded by Haverkamp. Haverkamp goes up for two. No good. Tipped by Rodenbaugh. Gets the tip. Passes out to Hamilton. Hamilton to Maloney. Maloney's going to drive. Kicks it out to Rodenbaugh opposite side. Rodenbaugh shoots the three, and it's good. Another three for Rodenbaugh.
And here we go again, battle of the threes, I want to say. But instead of both teams going back and forth like the last game I announced, it's just Ramblers dominating the outside of the three-point line.
Absolutely. Swanson passes to Spears. Spears over to Swanson. Swanson back to Spears. Spears is going to drive. Goes up for two. His two is no good. Rebounded by Maloney. Maloney goes up for two. His two is no good. Rebounded by Brunick. Brunick back out to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh for another three, and it's good again. 3 for 3.
He's just swishing that hoop like it's his own, really. I mean, shooting three after three after three. I believe that's 3 threes in a row, isn't it?
Yeah,
I believe so.
Yep.
That's incredible. I mean, separating the lead from 7 and now 24. Ramblers take it.
Spears with the ball. Over to Swanson. Stolen by Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh over to Brunick. Brunick's going to go up for two. His two is no good. Rebound out of bounds. They're going to say it's out on Rodenbaugh, so it's going to be Lake City ball. Housel and Miller checking in for Swanson and Spears. Housel with the ball. Passes down low to Fox. Fox goes up for two. His two is no good. Gets his own rebound, goes up for two. And it's good, and he gets fouled for an and one. Foul is going to be called on Haverkamp.
And right there, that's why coaches just make sure to tell you all the time, you got to box out, you got to box out. I mean, when you didn't box out there, that's when that Lake City player just got right in there and got his own rebound, threw it right back up there for two, and drawing the foul.
Yes. And his free throw attempt is good.
So instead of just almost 2 points, he makes it 3 by that mistake.
Yes.
And unfortunately, you will have those a lot in this game.
Haverkamp passes to Winkle over to Murphy. Maloney over to Brunick. Brunick down low to Winkle, out to Murphy to Brunick. Brunick's going to drive, goes up for two. His two is good.
And stepping back on the mistakes there, I mean, with the return of 2 points, that just shows that you still have to have that mentally strong mindset there. And even if you make a mistake, you just got to pick it right back up and keep going.
They're going to get Fox with a travel as he attempts to pass it down to Miller as he's cutting. Subs again for Lake City, number 32, Davis, and I think number 20 came in too, which is Root. Haverkamp's just going to shoot the three, nobody on him. Hits cables. It's going to be Lake City ball.
Bounce right off the rim there.
Yeah. I've seen weird bounces off of rims. I've seen it go over the backboard, go bounce itself out of bounds. Like,
Oh, classic pickup game back freshman year recall. I remember Mac Bonico, I mean, went up there. We were just playing around, and it just bounced right into the stands.
Miller now with the ball. He drives the lane, goes up for two. Two is no good. Rebounded by Davis. They're going to call a foul, though. He's going to go to the line for two. Miller is.
When you have stuff bounce off the rim like that, you always question where it's going to go. That's where I was trying to go with that last sentence. That didn't really make any sense. But
free throw attempt is good. The foul was called on Brunick. Second free throw attempt is good. Brunick inbounds to Haverkamp. Haverkamp's going to take it down and set up the offense for the Ramblers. Passes over to Maloney. Maloney over to Brunick. Brunick to Winkle. Winkle for the long three. No good. Brunick and Maloney both save it, but they pass it to Root. So it'll be Lake City ball. Helsel takes it up. Helsel down low to Davis. Pass is blocked by Haverkamp. Ball is stolen by King. King's going to go up for the two. Two is no good. They're going to get a charge. Charge on King. Plowed Winkle right over. Charges are a hard thing to take, to just stand there knowing that they're going to run into you as hard as they're going to.
They are, but eventually they do pay off like that. But
yes.
One thing with just having that mindset when they run into you, just always got to remember, like, all right, I'm just going to think of landing on a soft pillow. That's the mindset you got to have here.
Murphy down low to Brunick. Brunick works the post, goes up for two. Two is no good. Rebounded by Root, and he throws it out of bounds.
What a scuffle down there between all them guys.
Yes.
I mean, back and forth, you just see the ball pass around to each guy. Like, no, you have it. No, I got it. No, how about you have it this time?
Haverkamp takes the ball out, inbounds it to Brunick, or attempted to, knocked out of bounds by King. It'll stay with the Ramblers. Haverkamp in long to Maloney. Maloney hands off to Haverkamp. Haverkamp passes to Maloney in the corner. Maloney's going to drive in. They're going to get a 3-second call on, I believe, Brunick. That's something you got to watch for. Sometimes you don't always notice your foot just sitting in there.
Yep, it is just quite sneaky. You feel like that line moves on you sometimes, but unfortunately, it's just standing there and your foot's in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Helsel with the ball. Passes over to, attempted to King. It's stolen by Haverkamp. Haverkamp's going to take it all the way. Goes up for two. His two is good.
Great head on the shoulders there of Haverkamp, just like his brother. I mean, when you can just watch where that pass is going to go and just steal it right off the bat like that, it's smooth as butter. And it makes easy for a layup.
Hustle to King. King down low to Miller. Miller goes up for two. His two attempt is good, and they're going to get another and one. Foul's called on Brunick. His second, team's third of the quarter. Subs in for McBain. You got Brennan Cucci, Josiah Krudoff, Skylar Franklin. All right. Free throw attempt is no good. It is rebounded by Franklin. Gives it over to Winkle to set up the offense. Passes over to Krudoff. Down low to Cucci. Cucci goes up for two. Two is no good. Gets his own rebound, almost. Scuffle on the floor. They're going to get a travel on Miller. He slid to get the ball.
I mean, quite a pass there. It looked like Cucci tried to pass it right under his legs. It was either that or just went right through there.
Well, when you've got basically it looks like 6'4" dude in there against Brennan Cucci, it's a little impressive that he almost had his own rebound.
It is. But that's one thing for sure. Height is what makes this game. But if you got a small guy, At times, it'll help a lot of cases, actually. You can run circles around all these bigger guys.
Winkle's 3 attempt is no good. It's rebounded by King, and they're going to get Franklin with an over the back. His first, team's 4th. Helsel takes the ball up. Hustle drives, goes up for 2. His 2 is no good. Rebounded by Root. Root fighting through some arms, goes up for 2, no good. It's going to be out of bounds on a Rambler. It'll stay with the Trojans. Inbounded to Davis. Davis goes up for 2. His 2 is no good. Rebounded by Franklin. Franklin's just going to take it up the court. He's going to shoot the 3, long 3. 3 is no good. Rebounded by Hamilton. Hamilton over to Winkle. Winkle to Franklin. Franklin over to Krudoff up top. To Hamilton. Hamilton's going to drive the lane. Goes up for 2. Gets blocked. King comes up with the ball. Gives it to Helsel. Helsel kicks it over to Davis. Davis is going to drive the line. Goes up. No good. Rebounded by Winkle. And that is the end of the first half. Your McBain Ramblers 28, Trojans 14.
And ladies and gentlemen, we will see you after halftime.
For people who desire a custom-built home in northern Michigan, Arrow Homes is the premier builder that specializes in creating stunning, high-quality custom homes that reflect each homeowner's unique style and needs. Unlike other home builders that rely on cookie-cutter designs, Arrow Homes partners closely with clients through every step of the process, from initial design concept to final walkthrough, creating a truly customized living space. With over 50 years of home building expertise using only the finest materials and the most skilled craftsmen, Arrow Homes constructs exceptional custom houses that owners are proud to call home.
McLain Transmission and Auto Sales. Transmission repair and vehicle sales in northern Michigan. Locally owned and operated. Being a member of the community means that we take pride in the work that we do for our neighbors. You can expect honest and expert service from us. Every repair, every sale, every time. Servicing Cadillac, Lake City, Manton, Mesick, Big Rapids, Traverse City, and surrounding areas. Located on 2730 South LaChance Road, Lake City, Michigan. Call us at 231-779-1394 or check out our website at mclaintransmission.com.
Northern Truck Service, established in 2015 by John Skierbeck. It's a full diesel mechanic shop that can do anything from changing a light bulb to a full rebuild. With a stock of most parts, they can get you back on the road in no time.
Reedy's is a family restaurant on Main Street in McBain. Their menu has something for everyone from kids' meals and pizza or burgers to their entrees such as grilled salmon, grilled tilapia, pasta dishes, and the best barbecue ribs or chicken around. Tuesday through Thursdays, Reedy's is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, they close at 9 p.m. And Sundays, they are not open at all. Food for your mood. Here at Shepherd's Agency in downtown McBain, we are your local and trusted source for all your insurance needs. We truly appreciate our clients and we work hard to provide them with the best coverage at a fair price. If you're not already a client of ours, contact us and let us see what we can do for you. Call us at 231-825-2411. Stop in the office or visit us online at shepherdsagency.com.
Come shop at the family-owned Lakeside Ace Hardware, where you'll always leave satisfied. We pride ourselves at giving customers top-of-the-line products such as Benjamin Moore paint, Traeger grills, Uni ovens, and much more. We provide great tools from companies like Milwaukee and DeWalt, but our best product is our customer service. Our friendly staff is always happy to help you get what you need to make a perfect house better. The price is always right here at Lakeside Ace Hardware.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
The Foundation Scholarship helped me achieve my educational dream by allowing me to attend a private college that I really didn't think that I could afford.
By allowing me to focus more on my academics and less about worrying constantly about the financial stressors, it allowed me to form relationships on my community campus, which helped me strive to be a better person, a better student, and a better future teacher.
So I remember taking a picture back in my first semester of college, and it was over $400 for 2 textbooks. And so every bit of money helps, and these scholarships helped me achieve my educational dream by coming back to McBain and helping our next generation of students succeed.
I could go and pursue the majors in education that I wanted to.
Passed into Davis. Davis is going to go to drive. Tries to put up the 2. It's rebounded by Skierbeck. Skierbeck keeps the ball. Gives it over to Ealing. Ealing to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh's going to drive, shoots up. No good. It's out of bounds on the Trojans. It'll stay with McBain. Lake City doing a really good job just coming out of the locker room with some fire. It's inbounded to Ealing. Ealing goes up for 2 and it falls.
But with that fire, it seems like Ealing just stomps it right out, making that layup. Separating the score, now they're in the 30s, making it 31-19.
Helsel is looking to set something up. Sort of just working Skierbeck. Passes down to Fox. Fox goes up for 2, no good. Rebounded by Brunick. Passes up to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh's going to drive, kicks it out to Skierbeck. Skierbeck hands off to Rodenbaugh. Gets a screen from Ealing. Rodenbaugh over to Skierbeck. Skierbeck down to Brunick. Brunick goes up for 2. His defender's really just losing him, and then they see him with the ball and went, oh no.
He's right there. Making the layup. That's what you want to see with a post. I mean, them quick moves, those quick grab and put back up, that's exactly what we want to see, those quick layups to keep it going.
Skierbeck really working Helsel. Helsel goes up for 2, but it's good. Rodenbaugh's going to work the point for the Ramblers. Passes over to Skierbeck. Skierbeck passes to Brunick, over to Ealing. To Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh brings it back up top. Passes over to Skierbeck. Skierbeck to Ealing. Over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh's going to drive. Fakes the 2, passes to Pollington. Pollington for baseline shot, and it's good. Helsel's going to bring it up. Helsel drives, kicks over to King. King works, goes up for 2. His 2 is good. Basically uses Rodenbaugh as a screen.
On his own teammate.
Yeah.
That's some pretty smart work there by King, just dodging his defender, just making loops almost right around him. Ring around the rosy and just got right in there for the layup.
Skierbeck attempted to drive and bounced it off a Trojan's foot, and it went out of bounds, so it'll stay with the Ramblers. All kinds of subs were made. I believe Haverkamp came in for Pollington, and a lot of Trojans just came in. Passed into Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh's going to shoot the 3. His 3 is no good. Rebounded by Fox over to Spears. Spears picks up his dribble, dead ball, passes over to Fox. Fox looking to go for the drive, gives it to Miller. Miller loses it through his hands. Haverkamp's going to take it. It's going to go all the way, goes up for 2, gets fouled and 1. Foul's called on number 4, Miller, his first, team second. Your score is now McBain Ramblers 37, Lake City Trojans 23. Haverkamp's free throw makes it 38. Spears takes it up for the Trojans. Swanson with the ball. Passes down to Rude. Rude goes up for 2. 2 is no good. Rebounded by Brunick. Brunick passes over to Haverkamp. Haverkamp to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh down to Skierbeck. Skierbeck goes up for 2 and it's good. Officially putting the Ramblers at 40.
And quite a breakaway there. Once you get up to 40 points, I mean, you look at the scoreboard, 23-40, that's quite a bit of points. The Trojans really got to step on their horse here and just get a gallop and to be able to catch these convoy of Ramblers just going right down the highway. I mean, there's no stopping them.
Fox's drive was no good. He crouched for a second, clutching something, so. his finger, his stomach, I don't know. Brunick passes over to Haverkamp. Haverkamp pulls it back, starts the offense, kicks it over to Skierbeck. Skierbeck down low to Brunick. Brunick wide open, goes up for 2 and 1. I believe foul is going to be called on number 34, Liam Rude.
And we'll see if that layup will turn into 3 points here in a minute. I mean, just in the last couple minutes for the Ramblers just to jump ahead like that, getting to 40 points. I mean, that pretty much just shows the other team, like, hey, you guys tried to come out here and make a statement. Well, here's our statement right back for you. We're going to keep this game right in our control.
Subs in from both sides. Free throw attempt is no good off the rim. Rebounded by Rude, gives it over to Spears. Spears is going to drive, goes up for 2. His 2 is good.
And right back there to the small guys on the floor. When you have that height difference, sometimes it can be an advantage. I mean, when you got all these tall guys, you can easily maneuver right past them and their long arms. Getting the easy layup. And with this timeout, it'll be brought to you by Littletown Jerky. And with Littletown Jerky, you can find them in downtown Falmouth or uptown Reed City, and also now in Everett. Their beef sticks are fantastic, along with all their other meats.
Rambler ball underneath the basket. Looks like Lake City's applying a press. Man-to-man pressure. Oh, never mind, they're pulling it back. Haverkamp with the ball for the Ramblers. Passes over to Krudoff. Over to Murphy. Kicks it over to Haverkamp. Haverkamp pops the 3. No good. Rebound. Oh, they're going to get Brunick with another foul. Over the back. I believe that's his 3rd. Team's 1st of the quarter. Yep.
And good ball game so far. If you only got 1 foul towards the end of the quarter, that really shows how hard you work in your defense, but also being careful at work in your defense.
Spears, smallest guy out there, attempts to shoot over 3 defenders. Was pretty close, but not quite. It was rebounded by the Ramblers. It's in Haverkamp's hands right now. He's going to drive. Kicks it over to Murphy. Over to Brunick. To Rodenbaugh. Back to Haverkamp. Over to Murphy. Down low to Brunick attempted. It was knocked away by Rude. Ends up in Spears' hands. Spears passes to Miller. Miller's going to drive, but they're going to get him on a travel. Sometimes your feet get ahead of your dribble.
They do oftentimes. That's when I used to have a problem with is I'd get the ball, but my feet are so big. I mean, I was not called clown shoes for no good reason, but sometimes they just get ahead of yourself. I mean, when you're trying to get these boats just a moving, it's really hard to get them going. Oftentimes they'll stop before you think.
Haverkamp passes to Hamilton. Hamilton up top to Krudoff. Over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh down low to Hamilton. Hamilton works the post, goes up for 2. His 2 is no good. Rebounded by Rodenbaugh. It gets knocked out of bounds by Hudson. So it'll stay with the Ramblers. Ball is inbounded long, and it's stolen by Spears. Spears passes over to Rude. They're going to get a foul on Hamilton. Good vision by Spears to see his open guy coming running along just beside him. He knew he had Hamilton on him, and passing it over opened up his other guy. Free throw attempt is no good.
And that's one thing when you come back to good teamwork and good, that's what the saying is with a good level head on your shoulders. When you have all sight of what's happening around you, oftentimes those can be game changer moments.
Second free throw attempt is no good. It is rebounded by Haverkamp. He's just going to take off. Pulls it back. Drives again into the lane. Goes up for 2. His 2 is good and 1 once again.
That's one thing about Haverkamp boys. They are good at working the post. And right there, Colton Haverkamp Evan's younger brother, just drove in there, making the 2. There was no stopping him. He's like a heat-seeking missile right towards that basket.
Free throw attempt is good, making it a 3-point play. That puts your Ramblers at 45, Trojans 25. 10 seconds left in the third quarter. Spears passes to King. King down low to Miller. Miller wide open for a layup. Krudov launches an attempted buzzer beater, and it comes short.
Buzzer beater. With the buzzer beater, unsuccessful. That'll leave the score 45-27 for your third quarter. I mean, Isabel, what a third quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, Ramblers just pull right away, taking the entire driver's seat of this convoy. I mean, there's no reason why we don't call the Ramblers a convoy. We are flying wheels for a reason. It just was proven here. We took that truck, we gave it wings, and we flew. We took the lead, no chance, really. I mean, heading to the fourth quarter, Ramblers just got to keep doing what they're doing, and they will come up with the win for this game.
Absolutely.
But with the Trojans, one thing they got to get going here is a little bit harder work on defense from stopping in these bigger guys from getting the layups.
Yeah. I noticed after the timeout that they had, they were keeping track of Brunek because for a while there they just kept losing him, and he was wide open on the post.
And then eventually when they closed him out, they did have another problem. The heat-seeking missile, Heverkamp, just going right in there, no problem. So really what their coach down there, I bet you right now, is trying to tell them is, all right, guys, we got to lock down the layups. We got to start going for better shots ourselves as well. We got to take this game back into our own hands, and we can do that if we all work together. And for the Ramblers, I bet you Coach Cucci down there's just telling them, well, guys, we have 45 points. Keep going with it. Keep doing what we're doing. Don't make any mistakes here. Play together like we have been all game, and we're going to be all right. There's a reason why this is called a team sport.
Rambler ball going into the fourth quarter. Haverkamp passes to Hamilton. Hamilton over to Maloney. Maloney gives it to Winkle. Back to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh over to Maloney. To Hamilton. Haverkamp. Down low to Maloney, wide open, goes up for 2, misses, but gets fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. Looks like the scoreboard has not reset the fouls yet.
Seems to be getting there, little by little.
Foul was called on number 30.
Yeah. Back at 0-0 now.
Kelsey, who's team's first. Second free throw attempt is no good.
And Maloney will reshoot.
Some sort of violation.
I believe one of the Trojans crossed the line.
Very likely. And the reshoot is good.
Making it 47-27.
Also working the point for the Trojans. Passes over to Davis, to Swanson. Swanson's gonna go to drive, goes up for 2. His 2 is no good. It's rebounded.
Maybe.
Yeah, it ends up in a Trojans' hands. Number 30, Kelsey. It's given to Davis. Davis goes up for 2, hits the side of the backboard. Rodenbaugh launches down to Maloney. Maloney pulls it back, gives it to Haverkamp. Haverkamp up for 3, and it's good.
And Haverkamp with the 3, making the fans go crazy. We will give you a fan cam shot now, brought to you by the Rambler Review, making this score 50-27.
I believe that's Rude. Rude shoots the 3, no good. Rebounded by Maloney. Maloney's going to take it. Maloney goes up for 2. His 2 is no good. Rebounded by Rude. Maloney on the floor with it. Gets the ball. Dribbles. Passes over to Haverkamp. Haverkamp for the 3. 3 is no good. Out of bounds on Hamilton, but good aggressive play by Maloney.
He did not want to give that ball up, and that's exactly what you want to see. That's what you call grit, ladies and gentlemen. When you have that much determination to keep that ball, that's exactly what that was. He lost that ball. He's like, you know what? That's right there. I'm going to take a leap for it, and that's exactly what he did.
Swanson now with the ball for the Trojans. He dribbles around. Passes to Davis. Davis's ball is tipped. Haverkamp pretty much gives it to Hamilton, and Hamilton goes up for 2. Lots of tripping and stumbling there.
It seems to be.
Kelsey with the ball. Ball is tipped, ends up in Housel's hands. Housel dribbles around. He's going to go up for a layup. Layup attempt is good.
Good way to work on the inside there, right into the post, giving the layup for the Trojans, making the score 29-52.
Haverkamp passes to Paulington, wide open for the 3. 3 is no good. Okay, Lake City ball.
Was the toe on the line?
It probably was.
You hate to see that, especially
Thomas
in the corner.
wasn't so sure.
No, he was a little curious himself. He's like, oh, I don't know.
Are you sure?
I feel like that line moved.
All right, Helsel now passes over to King. King's gonna drive, kicks it out to Rude. Rude's gonna drive in, goes up for the 2. They're gonna get him. Foul. They're gonna get a foul.
Yep.
On Paulington. 2 hands. You're allowed to have 1 arm, not really hands on a person, but once you have 2 hands on, that's foul. Kelsey goes to pass it in. Thomas kicks it right back at him.
Soccer.
Kelsey inbounds to King. They're going to get a foul.
Whoa. Drew just trying to assert his dominance there right under the basket, jumping high up to block that ball. Unfortunately, when you do that, you're really at risk to bring a foul instead of trying to block a ball, especially when you jump that high. And your arm may get misplaced a little bit and not exactly on the ball all the time.
Foul was actually called on Skylar Franklin.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Oh.
His team second.
Well, my eyes deceived me. I apologize.
I would have thought the same thing, but I'm guessing that Franklin came in from behind.
Oh, yep. That makes sense.
Fox checking in for the Trojans. King's free throw is good. Winkle takes it up for the Ramblers. Winkle passes over to Hamilton. Hamilton looks, gets it over to Paulington. Paulington to Maloney. Maloney's going to drive, goes up for 2. His 2 is no good. Rebounded by Helsel. Helsel's going to set up for the 3. His 3 is no good. Rebounded by Franklin. Passes over to Winkle. Gives it to Franklin. Franklin looks. Passes up top to Maloney. Maloney to Winkle. Winkle pulls it back, goes to set something else up, gives it to Paulington. Paulington over to Franklin. Franklin's going to attempt to take him off the drive. No good. Gives it to Maloney. Maloney's going to shoot the 3. His 3 is no good. Rebounded by Davis, who passes to Helsel. Fox now goes for the drive, goes up for 2. His 2's no good. Rebounded by Scuffle. Paulington ends up on the ball, gives it to Winkle. Winkle down to Maloney. Maloney sets up for the 3. His 3 is good, making your score 55-31.
And right there, I mean, right at the end there, Thomas was just, it was a perfect opportunity for that 3. I mean, wide open, easy 3. That's exactly what he did right there.
Trojan timeout.
When you get those easy 3s, you almost, it's impossible to say no to. I mean, when you're that open, and as the point guard, you see that, you're like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Might as well. Might as well.
Shoot it.
Yep, just what's it going to hurt? I got a post down there already. That's what you like to see, too, especially when it goes in. That's just a big relief off your shoulders, and that puts you 3 more points ahead. And oftentimes, 3-pointers pay out in the end.
Yes.
So far this game, I mean, it seems to be our predictions were right here as Ramblers just kept going, putting that pedal to the floor and just shifting gears, making sure they're just going to keep on pushing. And that's exactly what they're doing the last final 3 minutes and 18 seconds here. Ramblers 55, Trojans 31, as it seems the semi was a bit too fast for the horse.
Hustle with the ball. He's going to drive into the lane, goes. He pump faked, and Hamilton kind of fell for it, goes up and hit. Oh, nope, they're going to get that one on Winkle. They both went up. But because he was not shooting, it's on the ground foul, so Trojan ball underneath their own basket. Going to give it to Franklin. Franklin's going to lose the ball. King ends up with the ball. He loses the ball. Scuffle on the floor. It's going to be a jump ball. I think that is the first jump ball of this game.
It is. It is. Maloney to get it. Diving right back down on the ground. It seems like tonight's game for Maloney is going to be diving for them balls, and it's paying out big time for him. Given the jump ball, unfortunately, instead of the Ramblers getting it, the Trojans will.
Yes.
Giving them an opportunity here to score.
I don't remember his name. King with the ball now. King passes to Fox in the corner. Fox is going to shoot the three. His three's good.
And with that three, puts him at 34 now to 55.
Hamilton with the ball, passes over to Franklin. Franklin's going to shoot the three. His three is good.
And the Ramblers are 2 points away from making the score 60.
Rude over to King. King passes down to Davis. The ball is stolen, kind of. It ends up in Fox's hands instead. He gets stripped of the ball. Hustle in the corner.
And go to old reset at
Hustle
top.
over to Rude, to King in the corner. Up to Davis. They're going to get Davis and one. Foul was called on Pollington, his second, team's fourth. Subs in, we have Brennan Cucci and Trenton Brunick for Pollington and Hamilton. Not a lot you can do against a guy as tall as Davis.
No, not at all. Especially with them long arms, that just adds right to the bonus for him.
Free throw attempt is no good. It's rebounded by Franklin, who gives it to Winkle. Minute 45 left. Over to Cucci. Cucci passes over to Brunick. Brunick's going to shoot the three. Three attempt is no good. It's bounces off a couple people. Ends up in Franklin's hand.
You know, if I was down there in the court, I would have been the same thing as Thomas. Like, where did the ball go? He threw up his hands and it landed right behind him.
Yup. Pass down to a wide open Brunick. They lost him once again, and he gets another two, making the Ramblers score 60.
Just like all game, Brunick just seems to be sneaking right under the post position, just saying, hey, my turn, give me the ball. And he's just answered it with a layup every single time.
Fox's three attempt is no good. Davis with the long arms gets the rebound, but his two attempt is no good, and that is rebounded by Franklin, who gives it to Winkle. Timeout.
And with the timeout,
Aaron Cucci just used her timeout to get subs in, I think.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. With a minute left to go in the fourth quarter, score stands 60 to 36. With Ramblers with 4 fouls and Trojans with 1.
Cucci now the point guard for the Ramblers. Passes over to Murphy. Murphy over to Krudoff. Krudoff launches over to Franklin. Franklin down low to Murphy. Murphy fakes the two, but Helsel steals the ball from him. Helsel goes for the Trojans. Brennan playing in-your-face defense on him. Steals the ball. He's gonna launch it down to Brunick. Brunick over to Murphy. Murphy goes up for two, misses. Krudoff with the rebound, gets two and good. Unselfish play by Brunick, just giving up the wide open layup and giving the ball to Murphy so that way he could have an attempt.
That's good sportsmanship right there, especially to your teammates, making sure that they get a fair share of getting a score as well.
Fox's layup attempt is no good. Rebounded by Davis. He misses his two. It's rebounded by a Rambler, ends up in Bernick's hands, and that is the end of the game.
And with your final score, 62-36, Ramblers took over the game from the get-go almost, but did have some trouble at the beginning, but managed to pull out from the end. With pulling away from the Trojans, I mean, right from the second quarter, the Ramblers just kept putting the pedal to the floor and did not give it up at all, making them victors of this game.
Absolutely.
And we thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in on this episode of the JV Basketball with the boys. We will see you for the varsity game. I am Cade Weaver.
And I'm Isabel Roosevelt.
And we will see you next time.